If you want to blur an image in Photoshop without permanently damaging your original layer, the Gaussian blur effect is one of the easiest and most useful tools to learn. In this tutorial, I'll show you exactly how to use Gaussian blur in Adobe Photoshop, how to make it editable for later, and how to adjust or remove it whenever you want. If this video helps, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more quick Photoshop tutorials. Let's jump in. First, open your image in Photoshop and go to the Layers panel. Select the image layer you want to blur. This is an important first step because the blur will only apply to the layer you choose. If you're working on a complex project, always double check that you have the correct layer selected before moving forward. Now, right-click the layer name and choose Convert to Smart Object. This step is a huge advantage because it protects your original pixels. When you convert the layer into a smart object, Photoshop wraps it in a protective container, which means the effect you apply next can be edited later, turned off, or reduced without permanently changing the image itself. If you ever want a non-destructive workflow in Photoshop, smart objects are one of the best habits you can build. Once the layer is converted, go up to the top menu bar and click Filter, then Blur, then select Gaussian Blur. As soon as you do that, a dialog box will appear with a preview window and a radius slider. This radius setting controls how strong the blur will be. In simple terms, the higher the radius, the more the pixels blend outward into surrounding areas, which creates a softer and more blurred look. At this point, make sure the preview box is checked. This is really helpful because it lets you see the changes happen live on your canvas as you move the slider. Instead of guessing, you can instantly compare different blur amounts and choose the one that looks best for your image. If you're blurring a background, for example, you may want a subtle softening effect. If you're creating a dreamier or more abstract look, you can push the radius higher for a much stronger blur. Take your time and move the slider slowly until you get the exact level of softness you want. There is no single perfect value, because the right amount depends on your image, your resolution, and the style you're going for. A small radius can gently smooth details, while a larger radius can completely obscure them. Keep adjusting until the preview looks right. Then click OK to apply the effect. Now here's where the Smart Object step really pays off. Because you converted the layer first, you'll see a Smart Filters section appear beneath your layer in the Layers panel. Under that section, you'll find Gaussian Blur listed as an editable filter. This means you are not locked in. If you later decide the blur is too strong or too weak, you don't have to start over. To edit the blur intensity later, simply double-click the words Gaussian Blur in the Smart Filters stack. Photoshop will reopen the same settings window and you can change the radius value anytime. This is incredibly useful when you're comparing versions or fine-tuning a design for a client, a thumbnail, a portrait, or a background effect. It makes your workflow much faster and much more flexible. If you want to temporarily turn the blur off, click the eye icon next to the filter name. That lets you compare the blurred and unblurred version instantly, which is perfect when you're checking whether the effect is helping the image or going too far. And if you ever want to reduce the blur without removing it completely, you can always reopen the filter and lower the radius instead. So to recap, the full process is simple. Select your layer, convert it to a smart object, go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, adjust the radius while preview is on, and then click OK. After that, use smart filters to revisit the blur anytime you need. This gives you a clean, professional, non-destructive editing workflow in Photoshop. If this tutorial helped you out, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Photoshop guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.